and hope you're all well and keeping warm and away from the virus. Obviously, if you've had it or you've got it, probably, you know, well, if you've got it now, probably best not to do the class, but see how you go. Oh, no worries. Yeah, there should be a recording of this. Someone's just asked if there's a recording put up. It should be on the Our Parks YouTube page. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they obviously do a lot of classes, so it probably takes them a little while to get them up online, but give them a week or so and they're usually up online. If you missed the class or you love it so much that you want to do it again, check out the Our Parks YouTube, but also check out the Roehampton Sport and Active Communities YouTube page that has some Pilates classes that I might have done before this, actually, before we started this. So there's quite a lot out there if you love Pilates and you want to do it every day, which I recommend. Because it's only 30-40 minutes, so it's not anything too strenuous. And just thinking back over the years when I've been doing it, even when I was injured and I broke my ankle, I still did Pilates 3 or 4 times a week. Obviously I couldn't do certain things, but I did most of the things laying down because that's kind of where we spend most of our time, so I just adapted it. So yeah, it was the thing that kept me sane for sort of 4 months when I couldn't walk and I was on crutches. So anyway, enough of my waffle. So yeah, I hope you're all good and we'll get started in about 1 minute. I'm just going to check the comments to see if there's any other questions that I might have missed. Oh, thanks, Jessica. Right, so good. So, I love that background there, Alison's background. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So again, as I always say, just do what feels right for you. If there's a move that we're doing that doesn't feel right, then stop. Obviously, take a stretch at any point. But hopefully, at the end of the session, you should feel nice and relaxed, a little bit like you've worked certain muscles, certain deep stabilizing muscles of the body, and hopefully you feel good afterwards. Okay, so we're going to come down to the floor and just lay ourselves down and just give our spine a bit of time to just soften and kind of sink into the floor, the mat, whatever you happen to be laying on. Every time I lay down I get a frog in my throat, so excuse me for coughing. So let's try and keep it at bay this time. So whatever else you've been doing, just take a few minutes just to settle and let your mind kind of slow down and just focus on the breathing. Okay, so we're going to bring our heels of our hands to the outside of our ribs, so we're just kind of pushing into the ribs but just lightly. We're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose, feel the ribs expand and push into the palms, and then exhale through the mouth and feel the ribs sink down. So really try and send the air into the ribs, and then as you exhale, feel the ribs sink down. The oxygen is going to go into the belly and up to the front of the chest as well, because the lungs take up all of that space. But just visualize going in, that oxygen going into the ribs, and then exhale, feel it sink down. Let's just do 2 more. Ready? Nice big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. So as you exhale, just imagine that you're blowing through a straw in your mouth, so kind of slightly pursed lips, just a gentle exhale. And then just let the arms come down by the side of you for a second. Let's just turn our head from side to side really slowly and just check in with those muscles in the neck and make sure that they're not kind of feeling too tight. If you notice any tension now, just doing this movement, and you're feeling tension in your neck, then some of the movements that when we're doing, we lifted our head off of the floor. If it starts to make your neck ache, you can always put one hand behind your head or just keep your head down for any of those exercises, because what you don't want to do is make those muscles in the neck more tense if they already are. Okay, so just check in now and just see how you're feeling and adapt as you go. Once you've done a few of the classes, you get more information from your body and it'll tell you where you need to be today. Okay, so last week you might have been somewhere different. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we're going to just start off with some gentle pelvic tilts. So we're just pushing our lower back into the floor on an exhale, drawing the belly in and up, and then inhaling, arching the low back away from the floor slightly. So just go within your own range and just feel as you do this, your head will move slightly. Don't try and keep it still, okay? Just let the spine kind of ripple up towards the top of your head. and just soften through the whole of the spine really. We're just moving the base of the spine, but that's where we have a lot of movement, obviously is linked to our pelvis. So we're just going to create a little bit of space in the low back, and then find somewhere in between those two positions where you know that you can hold really easily without a lot of muscular tension, so without any gripping, without any real kind of effort. Yeah, and then just feel relaxed and just melt into the floor. I've gone super relaxed now. Okay, then we're going to just think about our lower belly muscles, so the muscles in between our hips. We're going to lift our belly in and up and tense those muscles just slightly, and then we're going to start with our leg movements. Okay, so we're going to start off with lifting the front leg up to tabletop, and then the back leg, and then we take the front leg down and the back leg down. So nice and simple to start, just to warm up the lower abdominals. Keep it going. And obviously, if this is causing any issues for your low back, just make the movement smaller. So just maybe work into half of the range, tap down halfway, and then come back up. If it taking your foot all the way down to the floor causes your lower back to arch away from the mat, then just make the movement smaller, as I'm doing now. Okay, so it's just half that range. The legs are quite heavy, so you've really got to keep those belly muscles drawn in and up to stop too much movement in the pelvis. But if you're all good, keep it going in that full range. And if you want to make it more challenging, you can take your leg slightly further away. So you're not quite a 90-degree angle, you're a little bit more. And that's just going to work a little bit deeper into those abdominals. Let's do 4 more, whichever version you're doing. Keep the shoulders down and relaxed. Keep the face and neck relaxed. So the head's down this whole time for this first movement. Exhaling as you lift those legs up. It looks really easy, but I'm getting quite tired now. Okay, so give the legs a little shake after your last one. Just really give those thighs a shake and try and get those bigger muscles to turn off. The muscles in your quads and the hamstrings, we don't want to use those right now. Okay, so give the legs a shake, bring the feet into a comfortable position, and then we're going to come straight into our hundreds. Let's get it done. So getting ready. If you're going to lift your head up, I want you to reach your arms back behind you first. Take a stretch, and then exhale, lift your head and your shoulders off of the floor. You can still do this with your head down. As I said, if you've got any neck issues, same thing with your arms is going to happen, but you're not here, okay? But if you are all good, lift your head up, lift your shoulders off the floor, get those arms pumping. So we're inhaling and exhaling. So it's harder to inhale in this position, but you've got to make sure you inhale. Okay, let's add in some legs, lifting up one leg and then just changing, or you can lift both legs. Good, keep it going. Try not to let your knees come too close to your chest, so just bring them just above your hips. Hopefully you have a mirror, or you can see yourself on your screen or something like that to give you some feedback. So keep the arms going, really strong. In 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice strong straight arms, no movement at the wrist, no bending at the wrist, just a light bend in the elbow. Keep reaching those fingers really far forwards, and you should be feeling some warming sensations in the front of the body now in your abdominals. Keep lifting the belly in and up. If you want a little bit more challenge, extend the legs, squeeze the heels together, the knees together, squeeze the glutes a little bit as well. Keep it going. Chin tucked in slightly rather than up at the ceiling. So we want to keep that neck safe, especially if it's not hurting already. We don't want to create anything. Keep it going. 3 more sets. In 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5. In 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. Reach even further with those fingers. Come up 1 more millimeter. Good, and we're done. Just slowly bend the knees. Lower the head with control. Let's try not to fall to the floor, and then just rock a little bit from side to side to release the low back. Take a different stretch if you need that right now. This is the one that's right for me at the moment. It's always the low back gets a bit tight in that one. Good. Okay, then we're just going to release the feet down, and we're going to go straight into single leg circle now. So we're going to pull our front leg in towards our chest and just give it a little stretch. Now you can, if you're comfortable with this, stretch the opposite leg away. I want you to flex the foot of the opposite leg and push the heel down into the floor. This is your anchor leg, and it's going to stay really straight in line with the body, not out to the side. So just look down and make sure that your foot is still in line with your hip. start off as straight as you can, and then we'll stay in good alignment. Okay, now we're going to choose whether we have a bent knee position or a straight leg. If you can't get your leg fully straight without it shaking, or kind of it's all the way down here, we want to have it about 90 degrees. So if you can't quite get it there, then just bend the knee and just do it in this position. Okay, so we're going to circle 5 times like this. I'm just showing you quickly, and then we do 5 times in the other direction. But we really want to keep our belly lifted in and up, and if we're doing it right, now we've warmed up the abdominals, we should be feeling it in between the bottom rib and the top of the hip. It's kind of that square on the front of the body and the back of the body. That's all of our stabilizing muscles switched on and solid. They're going to keep everything still as we move our leg around. Okay, let's go for it. So belly in and up, and that knee goes out to the side, crosses the body and comes back in. If you're doing straight leg version, you're drawing a circle with your toes, down, across and back. Keep that opposite leg pressed down into the floor, and try and stop after every circle so that you're not using momentum. Shoulders relaxed and down. Inhale, exhale. So inhale to go out, exhale to come back. How many have you got left? 2? If we do 6, doesn't matter. Good. And now we're going to go the other way. So we cross the midline of the body, down and out. So if your leg's fully extended, you can go a little bit bigger. But that doesn't mean it's kind of harder, it's just different, okay? I mean, it might feel slightly harder, especially if you don't have that flexibility and your leg is shaking. So if you need to go to the bent knee version, it's just a smaller range, and it's slightly less weight for the body to hold on to because the leg's shorter, effectively. Good. Oh, it's getting tough now. You should be feeling it in these muscles. Hopefully you are. Just press down on them and just see if they're tense. Find them somewhere there. I could feel them, but not that strongly. I could probably work a little bit harder on my last rep. Good. And then swap legs. So stretch the leg that you've just done. Stretch that away. Make sure it's in line with your body. Just look down at your foot and make sure it's not kind of gone out to the side, and then just hug that opposite knee in. And then choose where you want to be. So level out your hips. Choose bent knee version, straight leg version. I'm going to go straight leg on both sides now. So we're going to go out to the side, down and back. Keep that foot flexed. If that foot that's laying out on the floor is relaxed, everything else in your body is going to be relaxed. So I want to keep it nice and strong and stable. Good. Inhale out, exhale back. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. So one side's probably going to feel easier than the other. As I always say on most of these exercises, we have a dominant side and a less dominant side. Let's change directions across the body. It's harder on this side for me to stay. And cross. Down and cross. 2 more. Keep breathing. Keep pushing down on the opposite heel. Get a little stretch into the inner thigh as well on this one. Good and well done. Just hug both knees in. Yeah, let's take a little side lying twist, or a lying twist, should I say. Feet and knees together. We're going to bring both legs forwards to the front of the room, but keep your back shoulder down. So you don't have to force your knees to the floor, but if they happen to get there, all good. Look the other way, if that's available to you and doesn't cause any issues in your neck. Okay, now you're going to lift your legs up using these muscles on your, so if you're turning to your left, you're going to use the muscles on your right side ribs. You're going to push down into the floor of your arms strongly and exhale, pull your ribs back to center and then all the way over to the back. Now you're turning opposite. So you're turning to the left if your legs are to the right. Good, and just relax there. Just let the body, this side of the body is really stretching now and a little bit into the low back. So try and just work with your body, don't push too hard, and then push down onto your arms, exhale back. Now if you want a little bit more, you want a little bit more of a challenge, take the feet off the floor, bring those legs back to tabletop, and we'll do the same thing. So we're going to come over to the side on an inhale. As we exhale, push down, keep both shoulders on the floor. So your shoulders are your anchor on this one. Inhale over, stretch, this feels good. And exhale back. Inhale over. Exhale back, keep both shoulders down. Remember, don't let them lift up. Inhale. Exhale. If you want even more, guys, just in case, you can extend the top leg. That's going to make it a little bit more challenging. All the way over, bend that leg back, change to the top leg on the other side. So there's always ways to make this more challenging, and obviously if you do both legs, that's even more weight. Let's do one more each side. Forwards, inhale, push down on the exhale. Use the exhale and the contraction of your abdominals to help lift the legs. Inhaling, stretching, exhaling back. Whew. Good. Okay, hold behind the knees, roll up seated or turn onto your side, come up seated. Oh, I'm a bit close to the sofa there. I'm just going to move the camera slightly, so because I feel like probably going to lose top of my head, but hey, no big deal. Okay, so we're now going to come into let's do spine stretch forwards. Haven't done that for a while. So we're going to bring our feet to the outside of the mat. If you need to, you can roll up your mat at the end and just kind of sit on it or sit on a pillow. If you feel that your hips are quite tight sitting in this position, that's going to help you a little bit. But try not to sit on the whole pillow. Kind of sit on with the back of your bottom, really, so it kind of lifts you up and then it lets your hips relax. And that should let your legs kind of be fairly flat against the floor. If it's still not working for you like that and you feel like you're still like this, bend the knees and then sit up tall. Okay, so you want a straight spine to start with, and then gradually we're going to round the spine over a large imaginary beach ball. So sitting in front of you, sit nice and tall. Take an inhale, let the shoulders relax down, let the spine be as straight as it can. So imagine that you've got a little kind of thread pulling the top of your head up to the ceiling. Lift that belly in and up. And then as we round over this imaginary beach ball, we're going to reach our arms out just to shoulder height or lower, as long as we don't bring tension into the shoulders. And then we're going to just nod our chin forward. Exhale. I want you to round over, send your lower belly back behind you and the rest of your spine over the beach ball. So we're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Flex your feet if you can. Keep exhaling until you run out of exhale, like I just have. And then inhale to come back slowly, the same way you went down there. So imagine your spine in those tiny little sections of the vertebrae as they slowly release. And then they restack like little bricks as we come back up. We're going to do 4 more. So take a big inhale, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, nod chin forward. Slowly start to round that spine. Draw belly in and up. The hands just slide along an imaginary coffee table, a nice low coffee table. Reach, 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 round, round, round. And then inhale to come back up. So when your head comes over your hips, that's when you straighten up the top of the head and the top of the spine. Let's do it again. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. So this one gets easier the more you do it. You might start off feeling quite stiff, and that's okay. By the last one, you should feel a bit freer. Let's go again. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Let's do one more. His shoulders are aching. Mine are feeling stiff today. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Draw lower belly back behind you. Imagine someone standing behind you with a towel around your waist. They're pulling it back. Your lower back's going back towards the wall behind you. Inhale, come back up. Good. Now stay in this position. I'm just going to turn face on so you can see what I'm doing, but just stay where you are because that's probably more comfortable and you're already in the right position. Now you're going to take your legs a little bit wider and we're going to try saw. So we're reaching our arms out to the side. And then all we're going to do is keep our arms like this. So we're going to twist the whole body as we twist. Imagine you've got a broom handle stuck to your arm so you can't bring them forward or take them back. Now we're going to twist, twist, twist to our left and then reach forwards and try and get the hand past the outside of the left toes. But we're going to reach our back arm back as well and bring our head towards our knee. Now towards our knee. It doesn't have to touch. So we're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling 3 times. We come up, still slightly exhaling, and then we inhale to stretch back to where we started. Let's go again. Exhale, twist, reach 3 times. And then come up, back to center. Remember to keep reaching that back arm back. Exhale, 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 inhale. Grow tall in that inhale. Good. Exhale, twist. Reach. 2, 3. Coming up. Inhale, grow taller. This is great. One more each side. Twist and reach. Reach, reach. Coming back up. Last side. Twist. Good. Reach. Keep both hips down on the floor. Keep them super glued onto that mat. And back to center, and then just let the arms go. Let's just roll the shoulders a couple times. My shoulders feel really stiff at the moment. I think it's because I've been swimming recently and I've just started after a long break, so I think my shoulders are taking a bit of a hit, but that's good. They need to work. Okay, so we're going to sit back on the mat, and we're going to bring ourselves halfway on the mat, and our feet just kind of sitting at a nice comfortable position. So we're going to do some half roll backs now. So we're going to come back into the abdominals. So you can hold on to the backs of your knees, or you can just reach the arms out, going back into the shoulders again. So sit really tall, right on top of your sit bones, and then exhale, start to roll through the low back first. You're tucking your pelvis under, and you're just going to come back about halfway, maybe slightly less. Okay, now we're going to put our hand on the elbow and the other hand on the opposite elbow. So we're kind of like, we're just hanging here for a bit. So we're going to find this a little bit challenging, but don't worry, we can do this. We're going to twist to the front, and then we're going to pulse up and down just an inch 10 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, just a small amount. 3, 2, burning, and 1. Back to center. Let's come back up for a little break before we go back to the other side, because it's tough to hold that for 10, right? Let's go again. Exhale. So if you were feeling it in your low back, don't go back quite so far. Stay up a little bit higher. Give yourself a chance. Okay, hands into the position again, elbow, and then twist to the back. We move up and down, small pulses, 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, reach out, roll back up. Okay, we have one more challenge. So let's roll back one more time. Exhale. Now bring the hands to the floor. So they're just past kind of the outside of your hips. I want you to push down into the floor so much that your legs float up. Or just try it. If it's really hard, just bring one leg up. But hopefully you've got both legs. So you're in a kind of small, slightly squashed V. Keep pushing down into the floor. See if you can lift the legs up higher. 10, pulse up and down. 9, 8, if you need to bend your knees, that's okay. 7, just a small pulse. 6, 5, 4, I'm shaking. 3, 2, and 1. Feet down, roll up. Good, well done. That was challenging. So take a little rest and just bend forward just to release the back and the hip flexors. They were kind of shaking quite a bit there. Yeah, anything like me. Okay, now we're going to do a roll down. So we're going to stretch the legs out super straight. We're rolling down. We're going to stay down there for a little while to do some other exercises. So sit super tall. Inhale, grow. Exhale. Let's see if we can roll down for a count of 10. I'm going for 10s today. It's the magic number. Okay, so exhale, 10. 9. Squeeze the feet, knees, glutes. 7. I skipped the 8 because I'm nose counting. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach back. Enjoy that full body stretch. Feel all those abdominals. They've been working quite hard so far, but they're going to work a little bit more now. Okay, bring the feet in one at a time. Let's interlace our fingers and put them behind our head. Now, as you're laying down on the floor, your elbows are nice and wide. I want you to keep them this wide throughout the whole of this movement. Let's give it a go. So we're going to do lift and lower. We're going to lift our head only if our neck feels okay. So lift up. Remember, you have got your hands behind your head. So even if your neck is bothering you, just try it and see how it feels. We're going to extend both legs up to the ceiling. Squeeze the feet together. Now remember what I said about keeping the elbows wide. Don't let them come in and squash your face. Keep elbows wide, chin tucked. All we're going to do is just lower down and lift back up. Just a small amount, or you can go big. But I want you to lift your belly in and up. And yes, you guessed it, we're doing 10 times. So that was 1. Let's go again. 9. Exhale to lift back up. 8. 7. You can go all the way to the floor if your back's not arching. 6. 5. Squeeze legs together, squeeze knees. Midline of the body is the strongest part. Good, keep it going. 4 more. We're nearly there. 3. You can do this. 2. I know it's tough, but it's so worth it. 1. Good. Now keep the legs there. Let's hold on behind either the calf or the lower part of the leg. Let the head now either stay up or down, up to you. And we're going to do single leg scissors switch. So we're going to pull this leg in towards us and reach the opposite leg away, but don't let it touch the floor. Pull and pull again, and then we swap. So grab wherever you can, not on the knee, just above or below. Scoop belly in and up. Keep it going. We got 6 more. Exhale as you pull in. Good, I can see some legs flying around. Just 2 more. Excellent. Bring the knees in and just lower the head down. Okay, we're going to do crisscross. We haven't done that for a long time. But you have options. Okay, now I want you to keep your elbows again quite wide. Let's bring either the hands behind the head if your neck is bothering you, or fingertips just to the outside of the temples. We're going to start off with our feet down, and then we'll progress to the legs off of the floor if you want it, okay? So we're going to lift the head up, and we're going to twist to the front of the room. Now, try and bring your shoulder to the outside of your knee. It's not going to quite happen just like that, so we're going to have to bring the knee in to meet it, okay? So you want to lift up and then cross. Also push down on the foot that's on the floor. That will give you some stability. Doing it slow for the first couple. So we lower the head, but not all the way to the floor, and then we exhale and twist the other way. Good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. So keeping both sides of your hips down on the floor, even when you're bringing your knees in. Pushing down on the leg that stays on the floor, giving you that stability and the anchor. If you're feeling this good, and if it's okay and it's challenging enough, excellent. We're going to keep it going. We'll do slightly more than 10 on this. If you want more of a challenge, take the opposite leg off of the floor and just bring the knees into tabletop in between each of the moves. But it's slow and controlled. Keep it going. Blow the air away as you twist to wring out those lungs. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Hug the knees in. And then just hold on to each knee and just give the hips a little relaxation by circling the knees around. So you're just kind of letting those thigh bones just move around in the hip socket and just let go of any tension in those muscles. Excellent. Okay, we're going to turn it over now onto our front. So we're going to do single leg and double leg kick. How are we doing for time? Ooh, it's flying. Okay, so single leg kick. We're going to stay up on our elbows, on our forearms. And it's a little bit hard to describe this one, but I'll try my best because you might not be able to see quite the specific kind of thing that we're doing. But what we wanted to be doing is resting on our bottom rib almost, but keep the belly lifted in and up. So we're not kind of relaxed down and chilling. We are staying active by drawing the belly in and up. We're pushing down our elbows, and we've got our palms or fists together, but they're not kind of interlinked. We're not going to create too much pressure here. Now my head's going to stay in line with my spine, so I'm not going to lift my head up like this. I'm going to keep it looking down or to the side so I can see the screen. Now my legs are about hip distance behind me, and lifting my belly in and up is making my glutes kind of squeeze a little bit. That's good. Next thing I want you to do, just take the front leg first. We're just going to squeeze and lift from the glutes to lift the knee off of the floor. My foot's still down. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to keep the lift in my thigh, and then I'm going to kick 3 times towards my bottom, still lifting the knee off of the floor, even when I put my foot down. that's just going to keep tension in the bottom, yeah? And then we're going to swap. So we're going to do 3. Actually, we're going to do 2 each side, and we're going to swap a few times. You're going to lift the belly in and up, push down onto the elbows, and then lift both knees off of the floor, but keep the feet in contact as we kick with the back leg now. And down. Try and keep that knee lifted. Kick, kick. Good. And kick, kick. You can flex or point the foot, do whatever you want with the foot, as long as you keep the knee off the floor. Keep going. Kick, staying nice and strong. Belly lifted in and up. Let's do one more set each side. Good. Excellent. Okay, so we've activated the back of the body quite a lot. Now we're going to go into a double leg kick. So I want you to just turn your face towards the screen, and we're going to do 6 of these. So every time we change, or every time we do a repetition, we're going to change our head to the front or the back, but we're not going to stay in the center. That's just going to give our neck a nice stretch and make it nice and even. Okay, so we'll start off facing the screen. Our hands are going to come behind us. Grab hold of one lot of fingers with the other hand. Doesn't matter which one. It's probably left-handed. You'll grab your left hand with your right, but otherwise, grab hold wherever you can, and then try and bring your palms up to the middle of your back and drop your elbows down. Now, this is going to feel like quite a stretch by itself. We want that. Okay, so we're opening up the front of the chest. Try and get those shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze the feet together. And again, if you can, try and lift the knees off of the floor before you do your kicks. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1. The knees probably won't stay up the whole time. Feet come down now, and we reach back and lift the head and the chest. So now we're looking straight forward. Then we turn the other way. Hands come back. Relax elbows. Kick 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Head, chest lifts. Squeeze the bottom. Good. That's 2. We've got 4 more. Change sides. 3, 2, 1 on the kick. Inhale and lift. So we exhale as we kick. 3, 2, 1. And lift. Reach those arms back as if someone's pulling your hands behind you. And 2 more. Kick. 3, 2, 1. And reach. One last time to the back. 3, 2, 1. And reach. Hold back on this one. So we're going to keep our arms back behind us. Keep looking down now at the floor, so neck is in line with the spine. We're going to go straight into a bit of swimming. So we're going to slide the back of the hands along the floor. Inhale, dive forward, push the palms away. Exhale, back. So we inhale, come down with the head and the shoulders. Exhale, lift the head and the shoulders and push the palms away. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. 7 to go. 6, 5, 4, 3, feet stay down, 2, and 1. On the last one, you're going to stay up. Again with those arms, bring them to shoulder height, so you're in a T shape now. Bring the thumbs up towards the ceiling, and we're going to squeeze back and up as we lift and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both palms come to the floor. We're going to lift the front arm up and follow with our eyes, opening up the chest. So sideline twist now for the top part of the body. Let's go again. Legs stay down. Look up as you reach up. Feel like an airplane. Front arm and back arm. Exhale as you lift up. Inhale to come down. Good. 1 more each side. Good work. Bring your hands just underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. And if you can, push up to a plank. If you can't, just come to your knee plank, okay? So if you can, go for it. Tuck toes under, push up, and into a plank. If you're here, that's fine too. Okay, we're going to hold in a plank for 10. Make sure your neck is in line with your spine, so your head's not lifted up. Nice and strong. Tuck pelvis slightly. Feel the challenge in your lower abdominals. We can do this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Look down at the floor. Keep that neck safe. And 1. Knees come down one at a time. Feet together, knees apart. Sit back. Take a little child's pose, rest. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, bring your right hand towards your right knee. Reach your left arm forwards. Turn to the right. Breathe naturally and normally here. And then change sides. So right arm reaches forward, left palm comes to the left knee and turn to the left. Excellent. Come back up. Now we're going to come onto our sides. We've got to do a little bit of side lying work. Can't leave it out today. It's always my favourite. So we're going to come onto our side and we're going to lay out on our arm first off. So make sure you've got a little bit of room. And then if you want a bit more of a challenge, so we're going to be doing double leg lifts and side lying scissors and things like this. So if you want more of a challenge, remember that top arm can stay up or it can come up above the head. So you're in a sort of torpedo shape here, side lying. So a bit more of a challenge, but because we're wobbling like this forward and back, it makes us really kind of grip, lift belly in and up, squeeze bottom, and that will help, you know, your whole body to stay still. Okay, so try whatever version you want. If you're really wobbly today, fingers just resting lightly in front. Let's not push down too much pressure on the palm. So I'm going to go for it with this one today. Reach the legs as long as you can. Let them float off the floor till you're in a nice straight shape. And we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to keep our top leg where it is and just lift and lower the bottom leg. Keep stretching the legs super long. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs stay lifted. We scissor slow. Bottom leg forward, top leg back, and change. Woo, this is challenging. Slow change again. And one more slow change. And then you guessed it, we're going fast and small. But 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the legs down, just bring that arm back just for a second. Okay, we're going to come up into a side bend now. So you're going to be on our elbow, or you can be up in the full extension. So your arm is just slightly bent at the elbow and your hand is fairly close to being underneath your shoulder. So 3 levels of side bend. We're here for the start of it, and we're going to do 6 repetitions in total. So our first level is just lifting the hips off of the floor, exhaling and reaching that top arm up and over, creating an arc, yeah? And then inhaling back down. So this is level 1. We do this twice. Lovely. Stretching to the side. Level 2, we extend that top leg out. Hopefully you have enough room. I've just kicked the sofa. Go again. Excellent. Okay, level 3, feet change slightly. The back leg comes forward, and then you just come up into a full side bend, or stay with one of the earlier versions. Nearly there. One more time here. And down. Good. Now we're going to spin over to the other side. See if we're as strong and as balanced on this side. Make sure you have room. I've just realised I'm nowhere near enough room here. Okay, so stretch out that bottom arm. The top arm, pick where you want it to be. So resting in front, up in the air, or above the head. Whatever feels good for you today. Okay, so getting ready to float the legs off the floor. They're probably already there because it makes us in a nice straight line. So just where the body wants to be, really. Stretching those legs long out of the hips, holding there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That bottom leg lift and lowers by itself. Top leg stays where it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep both legs lifted. Bottom leg forward slowly, big scissors. And back the other way. One more time each direction, slow and controlled. And back. Bring them back to center, getting ready to go faster by 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Go as fast as you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. That was harder. Okay, come up to wherever you want to be. So on your elbow or hand underneath shoulder. Lifting this underneath side waist. So let's start strong rather than collapse. We stay strong and lifted. And then that top arm comes up and over. Exhale. Good. So keep the hips stacked. Belly lifted in and up. All the good stuff. Reach that leg out. Level 2 if you want it, or stay with level 1. Up and over like a rainbow. Okay, level 3 if you want it. Come join me. Enjoy that lovely side stretch. It's one of my favorite exercises. And back down. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to turn the other way now. Confusing you all. Swapping around all over the place. Let's lay back down onto our mat. And let's do some shoulder bridges. So working into the back of the body, the glutes and the hamstrings. Make sure your feet are in a comfortable position, far enough away from your bottom that your knees don't feel squashed, but close enough so that you can push up strongly through all 4 corners of the feet. We're going to be doing quite a few moves in this position, so find a good setup first. Feet in line with your hip bones. Your shoulders and head are staying down, you'll be pleased to know. But you've got to use your arms, specifically your upper arms. So push your palms down into the floor, activate those upper arms, pushing the shoulders down too. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is lifting straight up into a single leg bridge. So we're going to lift up and lift our right knee to tabletop as we do it. Let's go for it. Exhale, lift and down. Back leg lift and down. Use those upper arms. Exhale as you lift and push. You guessed it, 10. We got 6 more. 5. Really push up strongly from the base of the feet. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to come back to that front leg, extend it, pulse up. You can't see the top of my foot, but it's pulsing up to the ceiling. 10, 9, 8, a little bit faster. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swap legs, staying up if you can. Back leg lifts, extends. Let's go. 10, 9. Use upper arms. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that back foot down. Stay up now if you can. Keep pushing up with the hips, nice and strong. Breathing normally. Let's take 2 full breath cycles. Inhale. Exhale. Keep squeezing your bottom. Inhale. Exhale. Now, one more inhale. We're going to take the arms back above our head if we can. So let's inhale. Keep hips lifted. Find that length. Try and get out of the way of the furniture. Now, keep the hips lifted. And on the next exhale, I want you to slowly place your spine down, one section at a time, starting at the top of the spine and the neck. And try and make your hips come down in a further position along the mat. So you're trying to elongate and stretch your spine. So let's just go for it. Exhale. And just try and push your hips further down the mat. It's a funny sensation, but it should feel really good when you get to the floor and your lower back touches the mat. It should feel nice and long. You might feel a little bit of tension in your glutes from holding that for so long, but we're going to do that again. So we're going to come back up again. Exhale. Slowly peel the spine away. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Try and stretch the knees away. Stretch the spine as much as you can, as long as it's not hurting, it's not causing any pain. Good, and then relax down. Let's just take the legs from side to side, little slow kind of windshield wiper movement. Keeping the arms back for now. And then we've got a little challenge coming up. So keeping our arms back, we're going to stretch the legs out. Okay, now we're going to come into a little mini teaser here, but we're going to try it on single leg first. So we're going to sweep the arms around, look down at your feet and exhale. We're going to push into the right foot and float the left leg up. Only as high as you want to come up, okay? Inhale, reach back, swap legs. Exhale, sweep, look at your feet, push into the left, bring the right leg up. So you might lift that foot and your upper body just an inch off of the floor, like this, and that's fine. But if it feels good and your spine feels nice and free, really go for it. So you've got to think about squeezing everything into the center, lifting the belly in and up, keep alternating. Inhale, really stretch long as you get to the floor, and then exhale, contract the middle part of your body. Good. Stay with this, low or high. If you want to do both legs, come in with me now. So squeeze the feet and the knees together. We're going to do 4. Good, keep it going. Inhale, reach, 2 more. Reach the hands towards the toes. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look perfect, guys, as long as you're feeling it. What is perfection anyway? We're all practicing wherever you want to be. Okay, take a full body stretch. Flex the feet, point the feet. Flex the feet, point the feet. One more time. Let's just bring the feet back in. Grab hold of your left knee, hug it in towards you. So we work quite strongly in the back of the body in that last set. So we're going to stretch the back of our legs out a little bit. Hold underneath the knee or above. And if you want more, stretch that opposite leg away. Just keep your hips down, yeah? Don't try not to lift your hips up. And then just see where it goes. Try and keep the shoulders and the head down. And just breathe, relax. Inhaling. If your leg's really shaking, just slightly release that stretch. Just let go a little bit. And then on the next exhale, see if you can bring it in 1 more millimeter. Good. Then we're just going to cross that foot over the opposite leg, bring that knee in, grab through the gap and underneath and pull it in towards you. Just stretch in a little bit into the hips and glutes. And I quite like to rock from side to side when I'm doing it. Just increases the stretch for me, but you can stay still if you want to. Good. And then let the left leg go, stretch the right leg up, grab wherever you can, but keep the hip on the floor. Stretch that opposite leg away. Feels good now. Feels good now we're done. Needed that stretch today. Okay, and then bring that opposite leg in, cross the ankle over, reach through the gap, pull it in towards you. Just keep the neck really relaxed. So we're pretty much out of time. Goes so quickly, 45 minutes. I hope you enjoyed. Just let us know if you have any questions or comments. Either if you're live now on our parks or on Facebook if you're watching it later, or on YouTube, wherever you're watching it. And then just let that leg go. Turn onto your side, come up to seated, or if you're watching at home and you're doing this at home, you can always stay on the floor and do some more exercises if you want to, or more stretches. Nice to see so many people, and I hope you all have a great week. Take care, guys.